Yeah, only trades we're gonna talk about are the ones on the 900, Keith, because I don't like using the 300 because the 300 is gonna stop you out more, right?
Move me, no problem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the second half of our session, and just want to see if we can get something live. If you want to get on with me and see what we're gonna get going on, you can. It's the holiday season, so what we want to do is kind of chill out and take the ones that are very have high promise to them. If it don't have high promise, we don't really want to take the trade. Detached chart. Hold on a second. So right now, just looking at my charts here, we're good to go. Right. So now we're just waiting for opportunities as they present themselves. You do have, this is a what you call a live poke bar on this 8100. And the reason why it's live is because you have a poke bar with a potential green bar coming up behind it. So if that green bar, if it bar finishes bullish, we'll be looking for a bullish price action to go in that direction. And that's it. Right now, the market is really in a consolidative kind of state. So got to keep that in mind. And we'll wait. You got 7,000 contracts. So Keith and Ronald, y'all can talk amongst yourselves. I'll just go on mute here for a minute. Won't be trying to make any conversation. And we're just gonna wait and see what happens and see if the market finishes up bullish over here in the next 8,100 bars.
All right.
Can you guys hear me? Will? Can you hear me, Will?
Will is on mute.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was on mute.
Okay. So I'm going to be on, again, I'm going to be on, talking low because we have multiple people on office today. But we'll see how this bar finishes, everybody. We'll see how this bar finishes.
Talking about the bond at 8,100, bro.
That is correct. That is correct.
I'm gonna step away for a second since we still got about 6,000 contracts. Be back in a minute. But just not that I think we should take it, but what I was doing to pass the time was just trying to find, just following the systems and charts and stuff. So I was looking to see, you know, what if that's short during the pullback on that 8,100, but when it gets ready to pull back, if that's short, it's gonna work. I'm not, but it never triggered. But let me see. I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation brewing here. So we're gonna have to watch it and see if this thing breaks this low. And if it turns green, if the market continues bullish or turns bullish right here. We don't know what the situation is going to be, so we have to give it time to actually come to pass. But I am here watching and stalking it and just waiting for everything to kind of line up right here. I'm going to go ahead and do something here temporarily just so that you can understand we don't trade the indicator. They're there for confirmation, and we'll see what happens here so that you can understand it's not about, I'm not saying that pattern recognition is not helpful. I'm just saying that, oh Lord, hold on a second. Yes, I'm gonna hit the yes button there. And then we'll see if this thing goes down or goes up. All right. It's giving us an entry to the downside. So we have to see if this thing continues to the downside here. And this is just a test position to see if what we think is going to come to pass actually does. Keith was correct in his assumption that it did give you a red bar or finished bearish. The only thing about this is we're hitting near some support area and some major support area on your bigger time frame. So you got to be very careful. But we will do that. We will be careful and we will watch the market as it unfolds here. And let's see what happens. I really like my timer. So I really like my timer on here. So I need to unhide my timer. As you can see, this trade is working. As you can see, this trade is working. So now we just have to wait and see if this thing is going to finish down or up. If it finishes down, I'm going to be very confident about it continuing to the downside. And then we'll add on to our trade as it proves right to us. If it doesn't prove right, then of course there's nothing to do. So right now it's just teetering. And we get to see our price here. That was something.
You go to 1-1. That was a long.
It did. It was, and it went right down to the support area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get out of this trade right here. And that's fine. I don't mind it. I think it might continue down, but it made a huge move to the downside after we were in. Not a huge, but huge for the move or the time frame we're looking at. We were in at 97.50. End up making just a bit on the trade, but not a whole lot. And we just wait. Scratch that trade because again, it's moving off of a major resistance, a major support area, excuse me. So we have that situation brewing. And with that said, we wait, right? We wait. And we don't, I've got a very good feeling that this thing is going to continue down here, but we don't know how it's going to react to that support line there. And as you can see, this is all she's done all day. Since 9:30. You go to the 9:30 hour. It literally has been Christmas trees ever since. So this bar's got a about a 75% chance of completing bearish. Because it completes bearish, then we want to only be looking for the bearish moves, and we took the bearish move trade here, and we probably should have stayed in it, but that's okay. And there it is, right? So we out of the trade earlier, but we knew we had a high probability of that trade going down. Here, and that's what it did. It went down. So we just wait, right? So we coming in today to give you a quick little snapshot of live trading. In the afternoon session, we only made like, I think, a point or two on that contract, but we're just here for really for demonstration purposes to show you that we trade price. You don't need indicators. You might want it for divergences, you might want it for confirmation, but you don't need indicators, because everything that you need to see, you can see in price, and you just have to know how to read price. And once you know how to read price, then you can then take advantage of the market on a continual basis, thereby making it your oasis of a ever-loving ATM. Go to the ATM and never have to worry about not getting money out. So but once you know those things and you can understand how they work, this can become a very lucrative way of doing business for yourself. Now, what I am going to tell you is we got 7,000 contracts before this is done. That's probably going to take 4 or 5 minutes. Okay. I am going to look at my time chart so I can see if I can put something live on social media. You can see all that bunch of mumbo jumbo. And that's the 27-minute chart. We got 11 minutes before that bar is done. So what I will do is I will call a trade live and put it on social media for all to see here in just a minute. I just want everybody to kind of see the charts. I'm going to now go and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to hide all the studies because you really don't need them from the standpoint of you are here as a way of trading the markets based strictly on price, because you have to think many moons ago, when there weren't any charts, when there weren't any charts, what had to happen was you had to have a very firm grasp on what price was doing and why. So that's what we're trying to get you to understand, the why. If that bar turns red on that 30-minute chart, we're going to have a lower low, lower high, and it's going to be a bearish close. And if it's a bearish close, I'm worried that this thing is going to continue to the downside. Not worried like actual worry, just worried from the standpoint of, will it give us an opportunity? Right. So we have 9 minutes and 32 seconds left in that particular opportunity to see if it's going to give us an opportunity, and we'll see. Wrong one. Hide on hide. Then as you can see here. All right, so there you have it. So now the thing is, if this thing finishes bullish, and that's going to be a different sign, right? So then we go to our volume charts, and that's an interesting situation. I cannot put the volume chart trade live on social media because you cannot give you a reference of time. So we have 4,000. This is be the tail sign, ladies and gentlemen. On your 8100 volume chart all the way to your left, you can see where price is moving, right? And trying to make another move up. And we don't know if price is going to enter bullish or bearish. All we know is we have to follow that, right? So that's the only thing we're doing, just waiting for our opportunity here. I've not done a evening session for YouTube as of yet, and this will be the first one. So far, we're up a little bit, not a whole lot. And what I want to do is watch. I want to watch the parallel between the 27 volume chart and the 27-minute chart. Excuse me, I said 27 volume, and the 8100 volume chart. I'm going to watch those parallels and see which one does which first. And then we'll just wait and see. If you have any questions, please, please, please feel free to ask. This was an impromptu session. So we have a very interesting situation brewing here. Very, very interesting situation. And I'm just going back and forth to kind of see what's going on between the two markets. And right now, there's nothing to do except wait on 3,000 contracts to be traded. And if that's what we're waiting on, yep, it's pushing up here.
Got I see we made it to 1,100 subscribers.
Yes, I kind of see that. Yeah, but we are on live, so
Yeah.
So what we want to do is give valuable information that you can utilize to make money.
Hmm.
So now we just wait on what we're waiting on, ladies and gentlemen. Simply put, is we're waiting on price to tell us if it's bullish or bearish right now. And because you can make a case for both, you have to wait on your opportunities.
My line of support, I tried to draw it myself. Mine's a little, mine isn't quite what yours is. I'm making an adjustment.
So we have 1,400 contracts to go. Let's see how much time we have on the 9-minute chart. That is very interesting. That is very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So let me give you a tail sign here. If price on this 3-minute chart closes above 05 at any time in the next couple of bars, I can almost assure you she's going to go up, because that is an area of congestion, and that means the bulls are really trying to assert themselves. But we don't know that 100% yet. We have to allow them to fight it out. And then what we do is we jump on the side of the winner. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Jump on this side of the winner. And we have 1,000 contracts. So you can see it's very slow. It's very slow, but I'm sorry.
Yes, it is slow. Yeah, so please, everyone love it. All right.
And it's Christmas time, right? But I want to show you what the possibilities are. Right, and we're trading in a very, very tight, very, very tight range. So we're just waiting for the bulls or the bears to show us, uh-oh. So we have a bearish bar that's going to conform unless this thing goes up. We have a bearish bar that'll form on the, and I say it 3-minute. It's the 9-minute. I apologize. It's the 9-minute that we're looking at. But if she closes above there in the next couple of bars, she's going to go up. And if you notice, this thing is trying her best not to close. She's not going to close. She's going to close up, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to close up. If she closes up, then I will be able to, well, she closed down. So that's going to be a toughie McDuffie right there. Let's look down on the 1-minute and see if we can see where we see a trade. I don't hope it hasn't already gone, because if it hasn't, we'll take a look and see. While that's cooking, we're just waiting here. She's going to be cooking for a second, so give her a second to kind of get there. Nothing to do right now. Nothing to do right now. We're just waiting on a close on our time charts. She's still cooking. She's almost done, though. She's almost done. So now we just wait. We got 315 contracts to be traded. If we get the 315 contracts and price comes down and then fails to go back through support, we know for a fact that price is going to go up. So let's see what our time charts are doing now. All right, so now we're cooking. It did not get above the 05 and close, so that gives me reason to pause using the So right now, what we need to do is wait. So I will tell you on the 1 minute and 9 minute chart. Let's watch her and see. I'm going to do both here. So she has closed. Let me make sure of this. So now we're waiting on the pullback on the volume charts, and we're waiting on the entry on the so I'm trying to see how I can call this for live on social media. However, I don't see the ability to do that right now because I need somebody to have it queued up.
What you need?
This thing is going down here. Nothing that can happen right now because I have a template that I use for Instagram. All right, so we have our pullback here, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading our pullback right now. So what we're looking for is we're looking to see if price is now going to make a move back to the upside. We have our green bar, right? We have momentum going up. I know for a fact momentum is going up because I have a market structure and a bullish bar followed by a break of that high and a higher high and a higher low and a break of that bar and a higher low here on the 2700. We have a trader's trick where they may look like they're trying to go down, but I'm sitting here telling you without looking at the chart, I can tell you exactly that the momentum on the 2700 is up. So we got to wait and see. And let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you so you can see that it's green. And I want to prove it to you. It's green, right? And the reason I know that is because I set the parameters to know what direction it would be heading. And I know how to read the price, and that's what I can teach you to do, right? So now it's coming back down to the support level, right? So now you have that red bar that formed. So you got a 3-minute chart here. And I'm going back to the 3-minute because the 3-minute and the whatchamacallit are both. Oh, it's going to take a minute for that to cook. I put a new piece of bad bread in the oven, so I gotta let that bake. And if you can see, there's nothing to do, right? We're stalking it and looking for opportunities, but we're going to see if it bounces off this support here. If it bounces off this support and gives us a trade, I'd be very excited. If it does not, then I'm going to be a little worried. And I got a feeling the time chart gave me the entry. We're going to see right now. See if the time chart gave you an entry. I don't know if it did or not. So let's see. So it has not given you a pullback yet. So there's nothing to do on any chart. Nothing to do on any chart. So now we have price now pushing down on the 8100. It's an inside bar. What that means is the bar that's forming now has a lower high and a higher low than the previous bar. That's what inside means. So we have that situation brewing right now, but we don't have any setups to take to the upside. So we have to be patient and wait.
We got 5,000 contracts just for educational purposes for the people out there on YouTube who looking at the live who might not know. And you just kind of highlight that higher high, higher low for the inside bar by drawing a line where they are. Like Which you meant by higher high and higher low?
No, it's a lower high and a higher
Yeah,
low.
lower high and a higher low.
All right, so that's no problem. I'll do that for you. Let's see here. Let's compare these two bars, right? And all I'm gonna do is put my draw tool on, and I'm gonna put an arrow. All right. You see this here, and then you see this here. And then you see this here. And then you see this. Oh my God. You see that there, right? So if you look, this bar, you see the green line, has a lower high than that, has a higher high than that. You signify by these two inside, these two green stems that I just drew. It shows you that, right? And technically, right, we're still looking for the upside trade. Technically, we're still looking for the upside trade, but we're looking for a downside trade on the 3-minute. So it's kind of like that 3-minute can go up and test that 04 area, right? It can go up and test the 04 area, not get past it, and it still be a legit trade to the downside. So if you get the trade to the upside, which you're getting, and I will take this trade if it gets, if it prints here on the 900. I have a green bar forming where it says 171, second chart from the right, and it's 122. So if I get this trade, I am going to take it. I did get it. So we'll take it, and it should go up here. I'm not going to be greedy. If it gets to 02 or thereabouts, I'm going to be getting out of this trade, and then I'll be looking to take the short on the time charts if it doesn't break all the way through. I'm looking forward to kind of make a push to the upside, right? Which is what she's doing right now. Right, and this is just me using strictly price. I didn't use any indicators or anything of like that. This is strictly price, and it's moving kind of erratically now. So I'm not going to play around with this. I'm going to give it an opportunity, but I'm not going to give it too much of an opportunity. I'm going to allow it to tell me, because we're playing around this support and resistance, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, it went up. It's going up nicely. It's going up very, very nicely. This is a no-lose trade for me at this point. No lose trade for me at this point. And
be 1-1.
I actually got out of the trade. I apologize. I didn't even mean to hit the button, but that's fine. So you can see how I did that, right? You can see how I took that trade and made money on it going to the upside using support and resistance, as well as using price flow analysis as I watched price flow from one chart to another, right? And then the only thing I did was take the chart here, take the price here once I saw that it's going back up. Now, again, this thing can get all the way up to the 04 area. If she doesn't break 04, then what you're going to have on your time chart is you're going to have a pullback on this 300 with the trend on the 300, because we have a lower high here. And I'll mark it so you can see it, right? So I'll show you what I'm talking about. We have a lower high here, followed by a lower low here, followed by a lower high here, which tells me now the trend is down. So now she made another lower low here and equal high there. So now she could go either way, but the trend is down on the time charts and it is up on the volume charts. I did take that trade and we did make money on the trade. So it's, hey, I'm okay with that, right? The mistake I made was getting out too soon. But we still made money on the trade, and that's what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be confident about what you're doing and knowing exactly what you're looking at, so that you can capitalize on a day-to-day basis in the markets. This is not hard from the standpoint of what I do. It's very, very simple, but it's not easy psychologically speaking. right? You have to be in a certain mental space. You have to be in a certain mind space. You have to be in a certain level of confidence that no matter what you do, you know for a fact you're going to end out on top. So now, live, I'm up essentially 6.5 points, which equates to $125. I'm sorry, $130 per contract. And I did this for demonstration purposes so that you can see I wasn't going full tilt with my contracts, but that's essentially $1,200 if you're trading 10 contracts. $1,600, $1,300 if you're trading 10 contracts, excuse me, $650 if you're trading 5 contracts. And if you know what you're doing, you can do this repetitively, and you can do this from the market all day long, because professionals, this is how professionals trade, right? Professionals look for opportune times when the market is going up, when they've been proven that the bears and or the bulls are taking control so that they can capitalize, right? So that is exactly what we're here to do, is to capitalize on the market so that we can take advantage of opportunities and put money in our pockets so that we can do the things that we need to do to take care of our families first and take care of our business first, and then have a good time after we've done that. That's why we're here. Please tell your friends, please tell your colleagues, please tell your acquaintances. We're about to put together a challenge, a $1 million journey challenge, as I take my mentee through the journey of trying to make $1 million in 12 months. So please tell everybody to follow us for that. You can follow us for free on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that for the free information that we give out. But if you want all of the detailed trades that we'll be taking and how we're going to be doing it, that will be a fee for that, but that's something we can talk about at a later time. But I want to give you as much free information so that you can then capitalize and make money yourself. And then once you're starting to make money, hopefully you'll join us and we can all make money together. That is the whole purpose behind what I do. I am trying to put together a community of a lot of people that want to make money in the markets on a continual basis, and then join a journey as we go through everything that it takes to actually be that kind of investor. Profitable investor is what I mean. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we do or will have a trade on the 330 seconds.
Mhm.
If in fact, and I will take this trade as well.
On a 3-minute chart.
On a 3-minute chart, correct. The chart all the way to the right. If it turns red, if it doesn't finish red, then that is no longer an opportunity for me. But if it finishes red, which in 10 seconds it should, I'm going to get here and I'm going to duplicate my chart. And then I'm going to go ahead and that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to take it. I'm trying to see how I'm going to do this. 1 second. She's going to break the low. So we'll just look at this one. We'll just look at this one. We won't take it live because I don't want to rush and make a mistake. That's the other thing about doing this, ladies and gentlemen. Do not rush, take a mistake. We do have an entry here at 98 and 98 even. The entry is 98 even. The stop would be 03. So you have about a 5-point stop there. You have about a 5-point stop, and really you have about a 7.5-point stop. So let's just see if this thing drops 7.5 points from the time that we said the market would go. All right, let's just see if that is the case. And let's just see. And let's just see if the thing breaks down here. It broke 98.25, so 98 would be your entry, and your stop would be here at your initial stop would be here at 08. So it's about a 10-point stop. I'm glad I kind of didn't take this trade short because you don't know which direction this thing is going to go. And let's look and see which way this thing may go here. That bar turned red, so we don't want to take a trade. We don't want to take a trade long right now, but it looks like it's trying to get another leg to the upside. So we have to wait. And you saw me take that trade live here. 94.50 to 99.25. Then I took one previous than that and only made like a point on it. So like I said, not much happening there. So we won't mess with the time charts today because it is extremely dangerous to take that trade. And that's probably, like I told you, ladies and gentlemen, you have to always watch out for signs. The fact that I had to rush and try to put things in place and go from sim to live and go from this chart to that chart, it was extremely taxing. So instead of me forcing the situation, I decided not to force the situation. So we'll wait and see here. Matter of fact, we won't wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and call it tonight. Call it now. It's nothing else to do for the rest of the day. Market is literally in a range. And let me go ahead and give you that so you can see what I mean by the market has really been hitting between support and resistance all day long. All day long. I mean, if you look at it from 9:30, she traveled in between these three bars the entire day. And I drew these three lines, excuse me. 1, 2, 3. And she traveled between these three lines all day. All day. So there's really nothing that you could have done to make a ton of money today unless you were getting in and getting out and you just, picking up breadcrumbs to get you to a loaf of bread. And with that said, we are out. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon, and we will see y'all tomorrow.